Right. All right. We are live. Hey, y'all. What's up? So, y'all know the drill. If you have joined me before, you know what I got to do. I got to share it to my page. And then
Yes,
after
yes.
that, I'm going to tell you who this handsome brother is in just a second. Because we're going to have a good show tonight, y'all.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. So
Yeah,
make yourself comfortable. And once you come in, let us know that you're here so we can see you and know that you are joining us tonight. All right. Just a second. Let me get this together. And I always have this issue, not knowing how to share to my page.
right.
Every week I go through this. All right. Here we go.
Nothing like technical difficulties.
Exactly. Every week. You would think I would have it down pat by now, but no. Mm-mm. Okay. Here we go. I think we're good to go. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. So we're good. Look, we are
Right.
going to utilize all of our time. Y'all just coming on. Hey, Al. Hey. Y'all just come on in. And we want this to be an interactive conversation. So if you have some ideas, if you have some comments or questions for us, please make sure that you chime in. Let us hear what you're thinking. Talk to us while we're talking to you. So welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Relationship Talks. I am your host, Siobhan Carter, the You Relationship Coach. And what that means is I am passionate about all things concerning relationships, especially the relationship that you have with yourself. And tonight, I have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Malik Brice. And I was introduced to Malik by a mutual friend, Dr. Sanithia Newby. So thank you, Sanithia, for this connection. So I reached out to him via Facebook, and she told me about his new book that he wrote that we're going to talk about tonight, just trying to help. And it's just all kind of dating ideas in here to help you supercharge your relationship with mind-blowing date night ideas. So we're going to talk about these. And just to give you a little snippet of who Malik is. So Malik grew up in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. He attended Winston-Salem State University on a football scholarship. So that
The
means
Rams.
Malik can ball. And he graduated with a degree in political science and a minor in psychology. He's a program manager for the City of Newport News Department of Juvenile Services, and he's a member of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Yes. Okay, Malik. So
Yeah.
hi. So anything
How
else you
y'all doing?
want to know about you?
Yeah, one correction because when I wrote the book, when it got published, I was working with Newport News Juvenile Services, but in March I took a position. I'm now the director of victim services in Newport
Okay.
News in the Newport Commonwealth Attorney's Office. So
Got
I
it. All
changed
right.
position.
Director.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes, he's just moving on up in the
yeah.
world. All right. That's what's up.
Just trying to make moves. Got to do something.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. That's wonderful. Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you much. I appreciate that. Yeah,
All right.
I
So we
appreciate it.
are talking about dating ideas tonight. And so, Malik, they say that September is take a man out on a date month. Have you heard that?
I did. I heard that. I heard that a couple times, once or twice. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, ladies, we got some tips for you tonight. And, fellas, if you're looking for some new ideas, I'm sure Malik has some tips to help you out. So, let's jump
Absolutely.
into
Get the book.
it. Yes, you get the book, right? So, I have the link in the description of this live. Make sure you get it. So, Malik, tell us about this book. What made you write this book, and what is it about?
Well, to be totally honest, I didn't set out to write a book.
Okay.
Everything started out, playfully. I was, people use social media for different things. I use social media, in this case, Facebook, for comic relief. And I put out a post one time about a first date or an idea for a first date, and it was simply taking a young lady to 7-Eleven and getting a big bite and a
Wait,
Slurpee. Um,
wait a minute. Wait,
it-
what?
yeah. And that was the initial joke, but it was a joke. You know what I mean? It was all in fun. It was just all in fun because at the time I was just like people put so much emphasis or they stress out over a first date. So I was just joke. It was just a joke, honestly.
Mhm.
And then I carried the joke on. I think another time I said something about I think Applebee's had the 2 for $20 entree with the appetizer specials, like those things. So I'll put things like that out, and then it just I don't know, just turned into an every Friday thing where I would put something out Friday evening for the fellas to take their ladies out on dates, and then it got to the point where people were expecting it, and then they would actually inbox me and ask me what you got coming up this week, and so then I felt kind of not really pressure, but it was kind of lightweight obligated to put something out, and
Yeah.
so there was a one of my friends. She was like, Malik, you should write a book, and I was just thinking, nah, because how do you put date tips into a book? Like I just didn't I couldn't picture it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she tried to help me, but it didn't really work out. And so I just let the idea I let the idea die. And then another situation, Dr. Sunitha Nupi,
Mm-hmm.
she invited me on her podcast. I did a blog, like a blogcast. I wrote a blog, and then we discussed the blog that I wrote on the book. And so during that time, she mentioned to me about she said, "Weren't you going to write a book one time?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And so she introduced me to her publisher. And so
Mm.
at that meeting, yeah. And so he convinced me to tell he kind of gave me the green light to be like, you can do it. And so all I did was I already had the material written, pretty much, most of it anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
all I did was took the material that I had and we formulated into a book.
And
And
look
here
at
it
that.
is. Like I said, yeah, I didn't plan it. It just happened.
It just
So
happened. So for
so I
all those
said,
people who have been sitting on their books, knowing that you have a book in you,
yeah,
Malik didn't even know he stumbled upon this project, but some of y'all know
absolutely.
he got a book.
Yeah. That's why I tell
So,
people I'm not an author. I just wrote a book. That's all.
yeah,
I'm not an
that's all
author. I just
right.
wrote a book. Yeah, that's
That's
it.
fine. And it's making you some money. Look, yeah. So make sure
Yeah,
y'all get this book.
I'm making a few dollars. Nothing wrong with making a few dollars. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So
Uh-huh.
so you
That lunch
said that,
money coming in handy.
huh?
I said that lunch money coming in handy.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
said that you came up with these ideas like on a weekly basis. It started off as
Mhm.
something fun and just something funny, and then it just kind of developed into something a little bit more that people were looking forward to. So were some of those did you incorporate some of your own experiences, or how did you come up
Mhm.
with the ideas, the date night tips?
Well, some of them was some of my own experiences. Some of it was things that I got from other people. Some of it was things that like I thought about, and pretty much. And what I would tell people is that it's like, for example, somebody would ask me, "Do you use your own tips or do you take your own advice?"
Right.
Well, yeah, I try to, but I can say that whatever I used to post or whatever I would post, whatever's in that book, is something that I would do. It's in
Okay.
that there's nothing in that book that I wouldn't do. I wouldn't give anybody any advice for to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So every post that I made, every suggestion, every tip that I had came from a place of I either done it or I will do it. It's something that I would do or want to do. And I always thought
Okay.
about, so my brother's married. Yeah, so my brother's married, and I would
Mhm.
keep him in mind as well. Like what my brother want to do, or what can I advise my brother to do with his wife. So that's how I came up with the date night tips. And I try
Okay.
to keep it funny too. Yeah, it was like I said, it was all in fun too. So
Yeah. Because
yeah.
you have some fun stuff in here, and it's 62 tips that Malik has in here, just some different things that people can do. And we're going to get into some of those in a minute. But just talk to us about the importance of date nights. Why do you think date nights are important in relationship, and how can they help?
Well, I think date nights are important for the simple fact that it for a few reasons actually. It keeps everything fresh. I think if you don't have that time, and this is all, from my perspective, in my opinion, I've never claimed to be a relationship expert. So,
Right.
but in my opinion, if you keep things fresh and you keep doing it, if you do the things that you did in the beginning throughout the relationship, then I think that it would work wonders for your relationship. People get caught up, especially when you have kids and you are involved in like church and different things in the community. So you spread yourself thin, and people oftentimes forget about their significant other. And
Mhm.
so when you have kids and work, those things take up a lot of time. And so you have to make time to spend time with your significant other.
Yeah.
And when you make it a point, when you make an effort to do that, then it's easier. But if you don't plan, so that's the thing. If you don't plan it, then you can go day to day, week by week, and then next thing you know, it's a couple of months before y'all even have been out in a couple of months. And
Mhm.
so that's when y'all looking at each other and you're frustrated and don't even know why, because y'all
Right.
haven't done anything. And so
Exactly.
I think it. Yeah, so I think in order to keep it fresh and to keep it new and to keep enjoying each other, that one-on-one time, I think dating is very important in a
Yeah.
relationship. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things I think about when I was writing my tips. Like I said, I
Mhm.
thought about my brother, mainly about him keeping his relationship, his marriage fresh, and them spending that time. And people change, and
Yeah.
so that dating, that continuously dating, it helps people change together,
Mhm.
or accept and recognize the change, and so we can move together with this change. So that's
Yeah.
that's that's why dating is important.
Absolutely. So I
Hmm.
have one question before we get into some of these tips. One of the things that I was looking at on social media today, and this has been a debate between men and women for a long time, but especially when it comes to first dates, right? So there are some schools of thought that believe that the man is supposed to pay for the first date and take the woman out to a nice restaurant or something nice, right? And then there are some schools of thought that wants it more chill, like just a coffee date, or maybe they even go Dutch. What are your thoughts about that? Which school of thoughts do you subscribe to? Are you the type that wants to take a woman out, or do you think it should be casual on the first date?
Um, I think so. I have different perspectives on that. I think
Okay.
so. If you live in a small area, when people know each other, and you may know someone, and you see them around, you talk to them, you know them personally, you just haven't something sparked in you to ask this person out, or to get to know this person on a different level. So I
Hmm.
think with the comfortability, I think you can do that. I don't want to use the word extravagant, but you could do the more than casual first date.
Okay.
um, and you pick the place and you pay for everything and you do all of that. But I think if you're in a situation where you meet someone in the store, or you meet someone and then you talk on the phone for a few, then that first date you may want to make that first date a little more casual, because you really don't know them. You're getting
Hmm.
to know them, and so
Gotcha.
to be more comfortable and to get to know this person on a deeper level, face to face, I think a more casual date could work in that situation.
Okay, got you. Okay, and Reggie says makes sense. So he understands, and I've never heard it put like that before. So because that is true, you may see somebody around, or even if you saw them at work or something like that, and it's like, hey,
Hmm.
let's hang out, and then that would be an opportunity for you to go to dinner or somewhere
Right,
that you can get to know each other a little more, as opposed to just meeting
right,
somebody at the gas station. So yeah, okay, got it.
right, right. Hmm.
Okay, all right. So let's jump into this book, Malik. So one of the
Okay.
things that you mention in the book is that both parties need to make an effort to participate in planning the date. So it's not just on the man to plan the date, although a lot of women would probably like that, but
Hmm.
you said it's on both parties, and especially in
Right.
celebration of Take a Man on a Date month, ladies, you have some work
Hmm.
to do. So tell us more about that. Why is it important that both parties get involved in the planning of a date?
Well, especially with those monumental dates, those anniversary dates and things like that that mean more than just a regular date. I think because if you want to make the night special, you want to make it special for the both of you. So if you have the man planning everything, and let's be honest, we're not men are not mind readers. And
At
so if you're not participating, then I may plan something that you really might not want to do, and you on a date and you're huffing and puffing, you're pouting, and you're not really enjoying yourself, and
Yeah.
then it just it's really detrimental to the date. So if we plan it together and we know what we're going to do, and both of us agree this is what we're going to do, then once we're out doing it, and both of us are going to have a good time. Now, I'm not saying every date. No, it's not to say that every date we're going to plan it together, but there should be some times where the woman should not necessarily plan, but at least give some ideas. Hey, how about we do this next time? Or how about we do that next time? Give her input so he can plan better. So input from her is kind of important, because I think I don't even see. I might start something. I'm not trying to start anything.
Start Malik.
I'm
Go
not.
ahead.
I'm not trying. I just think men. I think we're just more easygoing as far as being able to maneuver. Wherever we go, we're gonna be all right. Like whatever we eat, we're gonna be all right. So we don't really put too much on what we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
I think the women who are more picky as far as what we're gonna eat. So if you participated, you let me know. Look, I'm not trying to do cheesecake tonight, and so I'll know. Look, we're not doing that, and so it's just easier if you provide some input on this dating thing. That's all.
Let me ask you this, because there are some women who argue that men don't take the initiative to plan dates. So what would be your response to that? Because the woman feels like she has to do everything, and she would just love for her man to take initiative. Why do you think that is, or do you think that's true?
That might be true, but I think the reason why is because sometimes some men feel like no matter what they do, you're not gonna be satisfied with. So I just might as well just let you plan it, and that way there, I'm gonna be good whatever we do. And so you go ahead, you tell me what you want, and then we'll go do it.
Got you. So the man may have tried to plan it. Okay. So the man may have tried to plan the date one time, and then she shot him down, and then she didn't see
everything.
Okay.
Everything he does is either there's a there's some criticism. Well, we should have did this, or we did that. Well, then why you ain't say anything? Well, you plan the date next time. And so that's where a man's initiative to do those things, it kind of dwindles. We don't want to get shot down. I mean, we tough, but we don't want to get shot down by a woman. Our woman, I don't want to get shot down by my woman, the woman I'm taking out, who I'm with. That's not a good feeling. So I just rather not. And then, that's why it's important to participate from both parties. If you give me some ideas and some hints, or not necessarily hints, give me some ideas on what you want to do, what you would like for us to participate in, then it'll be a lot easier when it's time for me to plan my date or our date.
So, ladies, you heard what Malik said. Think about those times when you shot your man down, and maybe that's why he's not taking the initiative, because you just wanted to take control, and so he just let you. So maybe that's a part of it. Not saying that that's true in all situations, but just do some self-evaluation and see if you have a part to play in why he's not taking the initiative. All right, got it. Okay. So you also mentioned in the book, and this is spicy right here, you said in sexual penalty points. You said for the person that skips a date. So there can be sexual penalty points for a person that skips a date. Tell us more about that. What's with these sexual penalty points?
Well, it could be used both ways. It could you either owe me or you won't get it. So if you like your back rubbed a certain way, you skip this date, then you might not get your back rubbed a certain way the next time it's time to rub that back.
Yeah.
So or you owe me something. You owe me what I like. So if you skip a date, then you owe me. Them points can add up. So You gonna be shooting me before work and after work. You know what I mean?
Look, they may be trying to skip the date on purpose just so they can get to the penalty.
That's
That
what that's
is
about. And that's just like a way to make sure things happen, to make sure
yeah,
that we do go out on these dates, and that's how we keep
yeah.
each other accountable to the date night that we plan. Especially if we plan
Mhm.
something, you don't want to break the plan. If
Yeah.
I come to you with some last minute stuff or some spontaneous and you can't do it, or you don't feel like it, that's one thing. But
Mhm.
if I say, look, next Saturday we're gonna do X, Y, Z, and then him and Han when it comes time to go, all right now.
The points gonna add up.
when I cash in Sunday morning, don't get me
Don't you say nothing. I know that's right.
get the work.
Oh man, seriously, that is hilarious. So
Mm-hmm.
you have different categories in the book. So you talk about date nights at home,
Mm-hmm.
dinner date nights,
Mm-hmm.
unique locations, movie date, low budget date, because a date doesn't always have to
Right,
break the bank. So,
right.
what is one of the tips that you like from the date nights at home that people could do?
Um, one of them I did like a cooking competition. Like you make
Mm-hmm.
you do your favorite or your specialty. Like
Mm-hmm.
my specialty is like baked spaghetti. So
Oh.
if I do that baked spaghetti, it's gonna be on. You know what I mean? So like a competition. Stay at home, do a cooking competition. I make my baked spaghetti. You make your uh you know casserole, whatever it is that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we eat, have a good time, watch a movie, get some dessert, and chill at home. And we don't have to necessarily go out. And if you have kids, the kids can be upstairs or be wherever, but you don't have to focus on going out. It could be
Yeah.
a date at home. Yeah, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things I like, because I'm not like the best cook, but I can hold my own in the kitchen. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so one of the things I like to do, I like to cook.
Okay. So look, Al says, "Do I have to cook it in front of her?"
Honestly, y'all can make the rules. It doesn't have to be, because like I like to be in the kitchen by myself. So
Yeah.
really, no, no. So if you got the time, of course, if you had a time, like one of y'all get home earlier than the other, then you go ahead and get yours out the way, and then she can do hers. So no, you don't
Mhm,
necessarily have to cook in front of her, especially
mhm,
if y'all set that up like that. If y'all
mhm.
make that rule in the beginning, I'm gonna cook mine first, and then you go second, and then go from there.
So
Yeah.
Rose says this topic is right up her line, so she's
Oh,
loving it. So
okay.
Rose says, "I want to say yes to make sure he didn't buy it."
And we're not doing any lying. We're not gonna fabricate the meal. We're not
Exactly,
gonna fabricate the
exactly.
meal.
Hilarious. So Al is like, "Look, let me see what I can do to make it
Yeah.
look good, but not cook it for real." Oh my goodness. So okay, all right. Now listen,
Mhm.
it's one tip you have in here, Malik. I don't know about this one.
Okay.
Operation Get Fit tip number 32, where you
Oh
suggest
yeah.
like to the gym. Now wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
thought I was supposed to be eating and having a good time. Operation Get Fit don't sound like a good time. So tell us more about that.
You know how we do when it comes to the first of the year, that new year, new me stuff come out.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of the dates is, and like some of the fellas in the gym, they say weights before dates. So
Okay.
yeah, so make your date lifting weights.
Make your day lifting weights.
Lifting
Okay.
weights, yeah. And so y'all, honestly, so when two people, let's say, we one person is on a fitness journey and the other person isn't. It
Right.
if y'all can motivate each other to work out, and y'all don't necessarily have to go to the gym together all the time or at all,
Mhm.
but just when both of y'all are on that same fitness journey, I think the results will be better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not coming in with my bag of potato chips and French fries, and you eating your kale and spinach and grilled chicken, and you looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm eating junk food in front of you. So but I think and I see couples working out in the gym. sometimes I see the same. I'm like, wow, how they do that? Like they work out together like all the time. I'm not saying that's the play. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying as one date out of the however many dates y'all go on, make the gym a date night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it's cute. I was just playing with you. I think it's a cute idea.
Mhm,
Look, I went to the gym with my friend one time and I ain't been
mhm.
back.
Okay,
That
and
was
that's
our
fine.
one little date, but that was look,
One
it
little
was
date.
fun. I was tired. And Rose says, we trying to eat right.
Yeah,
She
I know.
said, can we eat afterwards, right?
You can get you a smoothie. Yeah, you can a tropical
Exactly.
smoothie. Go to the juice bar.
Oh man, right. Oh my goodness, that is too funny. So I really like this tip. It's actually tip number one. Winner takes all. No cell phones. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
that is such a huge one because many of us are so distracted by our cell phone. So talk a
Hmm.
little bit more about that. Let's talk about the date with no cell phone.
I think the date with no cell phone. I think it depends on how attached you are to your phone, and I
Hmm.
think it's the phone is. I think it's social media. I
Yeah.
think people are on social media and keeping up with everything that's going on in the community, in the world, whatever site they're using, whatever site they're on. And I think that it's 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 right at your hands with your phone, and
Hmm.
so you're up to date with everything. Especially since social media has the platforms have gone into these little groups, and it's just so much that you can delve into, and you can just get lost and be on one page and just end up on another page, and then you just all into so people. It depends on how attached you are to that. So
Yeah.
um I think you just have to make a valiant effort to leave
Yeah.
that phone down, face down, cut it off. So I think if you have kids or something, it might be a little more difficult to just cut your phone off.
Hmm.
Um, but I think you have to make a real valiant effort not to pick up that phone. And
Hmm.
actually, like when we having a conversation, you talking, you had that conversation, you say something, and you looking down at your phone, and I'm sitting here, I might be talking love, and
Right.
you texting or you comment on somebody's page, and why are you commenting on
Mhm.
somebody's page when I'm sitting here talking to you? And
Right.
so I think that it also depends on how we both feel about the situation. Like if
Mm,
either one of us care about being on their phone, then I guess it works. But
right.
if we're trying to be in tune with each other, I think
Mhm.
there should be a time there's no interruption, and it's just time for you to connect and
Yeah,
just really enjoy each other's company without the distractions of a cell phone.
absolutely. And I like what Al says. He said, I put my phone on do not disturb if it's real.
Okay.
He said,
Yeah.
if it's real. So Al, what? So if you really feeling the girl, you put her on the woman, you put her on do not disturb. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Do it. I mean, you have to do what works for you. In
Yeah,
that situation, you
yeah.
have to do. If putting it on do not disturb works, then put it on do not disturb. Cut it off. Put it
Hmm.
face down. Things like that. But just the bottom line is you have to make a valiant effort not to be all in your phone, in your cell
Yeah,
phone while y'all are out on a date. Like that's
yeah.
just.
Okay, got it. So while we're about halfway through the conversation, I want to do a little public service announcement. So if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen me promote these cards, Dating 101 cards. And these were actually created by myself and my good friend Reggie. Because we're always talking about relationships and we're talking about how people sometimes don't have a lot of things to talk about when they're going on these dates. So we created 101 cards with questions and scenarios to help you when you are on the dates. And since we're talking about date nights, it would be a great thing for you to have in order so that you can come up with some fun things to talk about during these dates. So, dating 101 questions to ask when dating. The link is in the bio. So, please check us out and support Black businesses and get your deck of these cards.
All
So, I
right.
want to pull one of these, Malik, because I'm curious to see what your answer is going to be. So I'm just going to pull. I'm not going to even. I got it comes in a nice, cute little bag. So I'm going to
Okay.
pull this bag. Um, let's see. It's not going to be anything incriminating. So let's see. All right, let's go with this one. Just your preference. Do you prefer a woman to have weave or natural hair? What's your preference?
I really don't have a preference.
You don't
She
have a
can have
preference.
weight. I really don't.
Okay.
Now the weave is all like real big weave, but a nice weave. I don't care. Yeah,
Okay. Long as she's
like
rocking whatever she's rocking nicely.
yeah. If she's not rocking it nice, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Got it. All right. So let's pull one more out of here. Let's see. Okay. This is interesting. Is it your responsibility to help your mate pay past due bills once you move in with them? So if you chose to move in or live together with a woman, do you think it's your responsibility to help her pay past due bills?
Okay, so I don't think it's necessarily his responsibility to. I don't think it's necessarily his responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice if he was in a position to be able to do that,
Got
and that could alleviate some stress that she may have about bills.
mm-hmm.
Anything that he could do to help her be in a better situation, as if you're moving in with somebody, then you're committing to them to a different level. And so if helping paying those past due bills would alleviate some stress and some heartache, I think that that's a good gesture, and that'll help the relationship because she.
Hey y'all, so in the middle of the daggone conversation, the live cut out. I had some technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on with my internet. It flashed out and I couldn't get it back on. So I apologize for the inconvenience. We were just getting good in that conversation, but I think we got a lot of ground covered. So thank you once again, Malik, for being a guest on the show. I appreciate the dating tips that you shared and just the information that you shared. So y'all make sure you go out and get his book, just trying to help supercharge your relationship with mind-blowing date night ideas. And then while you're at it, make sure you purchase our dating cards, dating 101 questions to ask when dating, so that you can have some good questions and scenarios to talk about when you go on these dates with your significant other, or if you're dating for someone for the first time, or if you're just having a game night. These things are good. These cards are good for that too. 101 questions and scenarios for you to ask. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate the interaction. And once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I will be back on next week. So until next time, good night. And thank you, Malik, once again for being a guest.